Good dual meet, good match. Came up on the short end of a lot of those one-point matches and overtime matches. That's clearly the difference. We got upset at 2 or 3 weights. That's the difference in a duel, trying to knock on. We got an upset, which is big from an individual standpoint for Dean. But ultimately, to win those matches, you got to secure those. Win duels like that, you got to secure your horse has got to win those type matches, and we just didn't do it today.
Coach, there's a lot of close matches, like you said, in there. Just what did you see from those close bouts?
We lost them all. The overtime matches we lost. They were in those particular situations in overtime. They were really tough. They were tougher than us in those spots. And 84, it's a buzzer beater, and it's a tough team. And they showed that late in third periods and in overtime.
You guys have been seeking this signature win against one of these Big Five teams.
You're seeking the signature win against the Big Five teams. I'm seeking a win every time out.
Okay.
Yep.
But it almost – does it feel like this is becoming just the same old story a little bit?
No. That's a really, really good team. That's a top 10 team. We're very, very close. We need to get over the hump. But it's not – yeah, this is the premier conference in this sport. It's the best. So we could lose. We could have lost to Indiana. We could have lost to Purdue. We could have lost to Michigan State. We can lose to Maryland, right? So I know the narrative. That's the narrative, that we were not able to beat one of the Blue Bloods. Sure, yeah, I feel that. You write about it, and then you're not wrong. Do we want to win those matches? Yes. That was one we really, really wanted as a program. But it's not the same old thing. The narrative, we wrestled hard. They wrestled hard. They gutted it out. At a bunch of those close matches, that's the narrative. That should be the narrative. We have to figure it out, how to get over the hump. Put your foot on the line in overtime, be excited to go. They were. It showed. Showed at 97, showed at 33, right? And 84 just went after him for 7 minutes. So it's not a lack of effort there. I don't think there's a lack of effort. That's a really good effort, and they were better than us today, and especially in those spots.
Coach, what's the difference there at 184 for Soldano? Obviously, he was stout defensively, but it seemed like the attacks weren't coming. Then, obviously, the takedown at the end there. What's the difference right there between him getting to his attacks or just playing defensively?
I think he tried to do an inside trip there late in a front headlock. He tried to inside trip him instead of just keep your legs back. Sometimes baseline defense is really good, and that kid horsed it a little bit, and Brian tried to horse his front headlock, and it was a takedown.
When you look at 149, what was the explanation you got on the? It was called a takedown in regulation or on the map, but then they overturned the call.
When they threw the brick in, the referee decided to take away the takedown, and that's kind of my frustration. I don't understand why you just don't stick to your call. And if you want to go look at it, stick to your call. Your call on the mat's a takedown. That's the call. You stick to your call. You could go look at it. That's what challenges are for. The refs have an opportunity to go look at it. And they could even throw a challenge brick to look at it. They actually took that on their own. So you didn't even need a brick. So they were going to look at it. So that was probably my frustration there. I'd have to really, really look at it again. You're on your hip just because you're locked in the crotch. We have a Turk in. I personally think that's 3. I'd have to really look at it closely. It certainly looked like 3, and I can tell you it changes a lot of that. We got to do a better job, though. That match is over. We got to kind of move on. And that kind of stunned, kind of stung a little bit. We needed that one.
How much, Scott, do you attribute to their ability to defend and fight off shots? Because you were in deep a number of times, especially at 197.
Yeah, did a good job of defending. We were in 6 or 7 times on leg attacks and didn't convert. It's about executing there. And John's been executing all year long, and this kid was a bit more of a challenge, and he did you're right. Defensively, they were really stout. They were good defensively, especially when we were in on their legs. They made us work for a lot. Even we did a really good job converting at 25. That was huge for Dean, and because he's really good there defensively as well. So they're pretty good there. They're pretty good in all 3 areas. And they rode us hard at 65. So, yeah, they're pretty good in all 3 areas. It's a good team.
And what did you see from Mitch today, that bounce back win that he had?
Yeah, they wanted to start at 41 thinking he doesn't have a problem with weight, so we didn't care. It was good. Yeah, he needed to bounce back. He's a little bit more healthy and doing a little bit more in practice. There's a whole nother level there for Mitch that hopefully in the next month here we'll get to.